सुप्रभात। मैं आपके सामने एक छोटी सी कविता प्रस्तुत करने जा रहा हूँ। कुछ ही दिन की तो बात है, कुछ ही दिन की तो बात है, फिर से खुशहाली आएगी। ये वीर भोग्य वसुंधरा फिर से हरी भरी हो जाएगी। प्रभु श्री राम रहे वर्षों वन में, प्रभु श्री राम रहे वर्षों वन में, हमको तो है घर में रहना। जो कष्ट सहे रघुनंदन ने, हमको वो है न सहना। कोई फिक्र नहीं, कोई फिक्र नहीं, कुछ दिन यदि अलग अलग रहेंगे, जंग जीत ली जो हमने, सब मिलकर त्योहार मनाएंगे, सब मिलकर त्योहार मनाएंगे। धन्यवाद। मैं इसी के साथ सभी की उत्तम स्वास्थ्य की कामना करता हूँ।
Good morning, one and all. I shall narrate a short story. Once there was a writer who, sitting in his room, was writing something on a sheet of paper. He wrote 4 things. First, this year I had to undergo a severe operation to get my gallbladder removed. It was a painful experience and I was confined to my bed for days. Second, this year I turned 60 and I had to leave my job at the publication house where I'd been working for 30 years. I loved that job, but I had to leave it. Third, this year my father left this world and the pain of his leaving has been unbearable. And fourth, this year my son met with a road accident and the car was damaged. My son was hospitalized and because of that, he could not even write his medical examination. And at the bottom of this page, he had written a concluding line that read, "This year was too bad." Now the writer's wife who had just entered the room, she standing just behind the chair of the writer, she did everything. She went out of the room and soon came back with another sheet of paper that she kept next to the paper on which the writer had been writing, and she left the room. The writer read what was written on it. It had 4 points. First, this year I finally got rid of my gallbladder that had been troubling me for years. Second, this year I turned 60 and I'm in the pink of my health. Though I retired from my job at the publication house, now I have the time to focus all my energies towards writing peacefully in my own space, in my own home. Third, this year, my 95-year-old father, without being dependent on anyone in his twilight years, departed for the holy abode with a smile on his face. And fourth, this year, my son met with a road accident. And although the car was damaged, by the grace of God, the life of my son was saved. Now, there was no concluding line at the bottom of this page. The writer picked up his pen and wrote, "I thank God for showering his blessings upon us. It was a good year." अध्यापकगण और मेरे मित्रों, प्रत्येक मनुष्य के जीवन में अनेक परिस्थितियां आती हैं, लेकिन उन परिस्थितियों का हम पर क्या और कितना प्रभाव होता है, यह सब हमारी सोच पर निर्भर करता है। सिर्फ अपना नजरिया बदलकर हम परिस्थितियों का पूरा परिणाम बदल सकते हैं। हमारी सोच हमेशा सकारात्मक होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि इलाज नजर का किया जा सकता है, नजरिए का नहीं। धन्यवाद।
Short story on patience and calmness. Once, Lord Buddha was sitting under a banyan tree. A furious Brahmin came to him and started abusing him. The Brahmin thought that Lord Buddha would reciprocate in the same manner, but to his utter surprise, there was not the slightest change on the expression on his face. Now the Brahmin became even more furious. He hurled more and more abuses at Buddha. However, Lord Buddha was completely unmoved. Actually, there was a look of compassion on his face. Ultimately, the Brahmin was tired of abusing him. He asked, "I have been abusing you, but why are you not angry at all?" Lord Buddha calmly replied, "My dear brother, I have not accepted a single abuse from you." "But you heard all of them, did not you?" The Brahmin argued half-heartedly. Buddha said, "I do not need the abuses, so why should I even hear them?" Now the Brahmin was even more puzzled. He could not understand the calm reply from Lord Buddha. Looking at his disturbed face, Buddha further explained, all those abuses remain with you. It cannot be possible. I have hurled all of them at you, the Brahmin persisted. Buddha calmly repeated his reply, but I have not accepted even a single abuse from you. Dear brother, suppose you have given coins to somebody, and if he does not need them, with whom will those coins remain? The Brahmin replied, if I have given the coins and not needed by someone, then naturally they would remain with me. With a meaningful smile on his face, Buddha said, now you are right. The same has happened with your abuses. You came here and hurled abuses at me, but I have not accepted a single abuse from you. Hence, all those abuses remain with you only. So there is no reason to be angry with you. The Brahmin remained speechless. He was ashamed of his behavior and begged for Buddha's forgiveness. Lesson that we learn from the story is that inner calmness and peace are the keys to contented life. You know who you are and what you want in life, so don't respond to what person said about you in anger. Control your anger with patience and calmness. This is the biggest strength of wise men. A Sanskrit shloka goes like this: Shad gudaha purusheneha tyaktavya na kadachana सत्यम दानम अनालस्यम अनुसूया क्षमाधृति। अर्थात 6 गुणों को व्यक्ति को कभी नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए, नामतः सत्य, दान, तत्परता, दूसरों में दोष ना देखने की प्रवृत्ति, क्षमा और धैर्य। Considering the present scenario, we are all locked down in our homes due to COVID-19 pandemic. So patience and calmness come into action at this time. We don't know when this pandemic will end, but yes, if we show patience and calmness, we will surely fight this pandemic and the mental instability it caused. तो सब्र की उंगली पकड़कर इतना चलो कि रास्ता भी हैरान हो जाए। थैंक यू।
सुप्रभात। अक्सर बड़ी बड़ी विपत्तियां हमें अपने विचारों का मंथन करने को विवश कर देती हैं। अनुगामी हिंदी प्रार्थना में मेरे मन के उद्गार हैं। कृपया हाथ जोड़कर तैयार हो जाएं। हम सभी क्षमा प्रार्थी हैं। हे ईश्वर, अब जो हम चलें तो अपनी शक्तियों को समझने का संकल्प ले सकें, क्योंकि एक भयभीत दुर्बल मनुष्य दीप्ति के परम स्रोत के समक्ष क्षमा योग्य तो कदापि नहीं हो सकता। अतएव हे प्रभु, सदैव स्वयं के विचारों में डूबे रहने वाले हम परिवार, देश, समाज, जगत और ब्रह्मांड के आगे स्वयं काल से भी यही प्रार्थना करते हैं कि वर्तमान में जीकर क्षमा योग्य बनकर ही इसकी प्रार्थना करें तथा इस क्षमा याचना को अपने कर्मों में जीवित कर सकें। ओम शांति।
Stories most often form a very important part of our life because they live like memories in our hearts, and very often their morals shape our personality. So let me present a very short story on today's topic. Once upon a time, there was a boy who was born without a left arm, and he joined judo classes under an instructor who in Japanese we call sensei. The sensei taught the boy a very interesting judo technique in the first week of his practice, and from the second week he started practicing it. But he couldn't quite understand why after 3 months of practice, he was still doing that one technique while he could see the others learning new ones. So one day he asked his sensei, "Shouldn't I be learning more than one technique?" His sensei answered, "Just focus on this one throw. You know only this one move, but this is the only move you will need to know." The boy still didn't understand, but anyways did as his sensei instructed him to. After many months of practice, the sensei enrolled the boy in the state level judo competition, and the boy was terrified. But surprising to the audience and himself, he won the first 2 rounds very easily. The third one was a little harder, but the boy pulled off the technique, the only one he knew, and won. The fourth round amazingly went the same way, and the boy who was born without a left arm found himself in the finals of the tournament, facing a much bigger, stronger, and tougher opponent. The referee and the organizers were a little concerned about the safety of the boy and asked his sensei if he wanted to withdraw the boy from the tournament. But the sensei answered, "We will fight." In the finals of the tournament, the opponent of the boy made a mistake and dropped his guard. Promptly, the boy used his technique to pin him down, and he won the tournament. Now, on his way back home, he gathered all his courage and asked his sensei that how did he win the entire tournament with just one move? The sensei answered, "You won because of two reasons. First, after so many months of dedicated practice, you have mastered one of the most difficult throws in all of judo. And second, the only defense your opponent could have against this throw was grab your left arm." With the boy's dedication and the sensei's sagacity, the biggest weakness of the boy was transformed into his biggest strength. You see, in life, so often we focus too much on our weaknesses that we forget to work upon them. While in reality, with bits of heart, courage, and will, we can transform the biggest of our disadvantages into our advantages. What we only need to do is look inside and find our inner strength, like the boy did, because our inner strength is that core rock that we can hold on to when we can't hold on to anything else. So let's look inside, find our inner strength, polish it, make use of the time we get, make use of every opportunity we get, and not just go through it, grow through it.
It was an intent to take this topic up, perception, because it's completely our perception that changes the way we attract energy and the way life treats us. It's not life treating us, but vice versa. How we react to situations. So your perception will always be different from someone else's. And how you perceive things depends how your life experiences have influenced your personality. We learn to value light because there is darkness. We know when we are happy because at some point of time in our lives, we have experienced sadness. Life will always have its highs and lows. It will never be a linear path. Your life choices will define whether you remain happy or not in odd circumstances. Life will continue. Every challenge that it throws at you, only you decide how you perceive. Your perception of the world and those living in it, the circumstances that appear in your life, everything matters. And everything that is happening around you is open to multiple interpretations. It's not what happens or who appears in your life, but how you interpret and consciously or subconsciously act or react to it. That is the result of your personal perceptions. We've all heard the famous story of your glass being half empty or half full. So it depends on us whether we see the world as a wonderful place that's offering endless and fascinating adventures and opportunities, or we view life as dangerous and deceitful and something that's out there to get to all of us. It's simply your perception. And something that I have observed is that perception is mostly pattern based. If you're put in a loop in the same situation every time, there is a chance that without realizing you're going to react in the same manner, in a similar manner to every situation, to that same situation. So it's primarily a reason why some people handle emotions, some people handle grief better than others. It's simply their indication of being able to face challenges better in life. So try filling your center with happiness, with hope, change your perception, and find a more grounding base for yourself to find happiness, to find a more centered approach to life. Thank you.
Optimism is essential to achievement, and it is also the foundation of courage and progress. Optimism isn't just a mindset, it's a behavior. These are few inspirational quotes that can definitely boost one's morale. But what's times better is some good news. India's COVID situation worsened in the previous fortnight, but now everything is getting back to normal. India has the highest recovery rate in the entire world and the highest recovered population with 2.27 crore people that have won their battles against COVID. We have almost 3 lakh people recovering every day. The states that were worst affected are having the number of recoveries almost twice the number of cases. We are having one of the fastest vaccination campaigns in the entire world. We have vaccinated nearly 20 crore people, which is more than all other countries. Special vaccines are being developed for people from all age groups and various difficulties and medical conditions. World-class medical infrastructure is being developed with assistance pouring in from all corners of the world. We did face some problems earlier, but most of them are now resolved. I have seen the bottom. Now I shall rise to the top. Analysts who predicted the second wave of COVID are now predicting that the COVID wave will soon finish. A few more months and our life will be back to the pre-pandemic lifestyle. This was just a small fraction of the good happenings. Look around and you shall find plenty of them. All it needs is optimism.
Good morning, everyone. The second wave of COVID-19 has scarred many of us, and many of us have landed up feeling sad, depressed, anxious, lonely, and some of us have also felt anger. But we must remember, as one of the speakers used the phrase, this too shall pass. Let us give ourselves the time to heal. Many of us have been scarred. Many of us have felt the impact of the second wave, directly or indirectly. But all of us have to give ourselves the time to heal. We need time to cover up those wounds. Okay, so here I am with a poem titled Time Heals All Wounds. This is especially for those people who have lost their near and dear ones. May God give you strength to overcome all your pain. Poem Time Heals All Wounds. Let time pass and just let things be. Release this moment and set it free. No need to hunt nor seek to find, but rest a while with a peaceful mind. Let time pass, for this time will end, and only with time will your heart mend. Only with rest will your strength grow, and only in peace will your pains go. Let time pass, although it's hard to do. Only time can heal those wounds in you. Trust that your heart knows its own way and is leading you to a brighter way. Let time pass. Let the future appear, for a better world is coming near. Within you is the strength to survive. Within you, tomorrow is alive. Thank you.
Good morning, teachers and children. Vivekananda said that all the powers in the universe are already ours. And it is we who put our hands before our eyes and cry that it is dark. So, here, if you introspect and if you look at this thought, you can understand that there is light all around you and you have all the power to keep yourself strong. And as Archana ma'am said, that healing takes time. But how much time? This depends entirely on us. The reason behind starting this assembly was to look at all that is positive, all that is going to keep us happy and help us to move forward. This idea of doing the news and bringing in so much of optimism and knowing about all the good that is happening. Thank you so much for doing that, Jayesh. And it is only on the goodness and positivity that the world grows. If you look at any change in the history, you will find that those who had the ability to change, they were always pulled back. Whether you talk of Jesus Christ or you talk of Raja Ram Mohan Roy or anybody who revolutionized something, they were pulled back. But then what made them move on? We always say courage. But then what gave them that courage? Their optimism. The thought in them that we have this ability to change and we are sure that someday the change will happen. So it all began with a positive thought. So this is what we have to do in the present times. We have to take care of what we think and begin each morning with a positive thought despite all the negative things that are surrounding us. Let that positive thought linger in your head all the time, throughout the day. So by the end of the day, you will see that things are not bad. If you look at your own country, people all around us saying that, okay, there are no vaccines. But let me tell you, children, I've visited some of the centers, they have the best of facilities. And if the government was quiet for a week's time, it was because it was arranging things. At one point, it had to take care of the sick, but now that the cases have come down, they have to focus towards vaccinations. And you have to trust people all around, but people who are not optimistic never trust. And people who trust have the best of relationships. Their growth is always faster than the growth of those who always seep themselves in the negative thoughts around them. And I just wish and hope, Jaipuriya children and teachers, that we become a brand ambassador of positivity, optimism, and happiness. Thank you so much. Have a pleasant day.